With the Jamaica St Leisure's second leg of the Triple Crown Series about to start its 100th staging, there is, of course, massive history behind this long-distance classic, and two trainers with top entries in the field are trying to sustain a family tradition of success in Triple Crown racing. Jason Acosta is the son of the late Wayne Acosta, 18-time champion trainer with 4 St Leger trams, and Peter John Prasad, whose grandfather Harry and dad Ian have won several of these classic races. Both men are embracing the opportunity to keep the family flag flying.
Dad did very well, in my opinion. I think he's the best trainer I ever saw at Caymanas. So, I'm excited to be able to potentially have some success and follow in the footsteps of Dad and Grandpa.
Definitely big shoes to fill. He taught me everything that I know, and I'm just trying to emulate him.
Let's take you back to the St Leger in 2015. Peter John's grandfather, Harry Prasad, his first ever classic win with Superluminal in a 35-1 upset on the jockey Paul Francis. And the young Prasad, who was just a teenager at the time, remembers it like it was yesterday.
They drive toward the line. Superluminal continues to find extra. What an upset. He beat Seeking My Dream.
It was an amazing day. It was a great day for our entire family. That horse was owned by my mom, so it was a real nice family experience to see that win. It was our first classic win as a family, with Grandpa winning, and it was the first classic that my mom ever won as well. So it was a great day.
But this story heats up because connections of the beaten 3-5 favourite Seeking My Dream, trained by Jason's dad, Wayne Acosta, had an issue. After a homestretch duel of bumping between Superluminal on the outside and Omar Walkersmouth on the inside, Seeking My Dream, the Derby winner and subsequent Horse of the Year, the result was allowed to stand after first a lengthy steward's inquiry and then an appeal to the Racing Commission.
I remember the steward's inquiry, and I remember the subsequent appeal at commission, and it was very cordial. We actually became very close friends with the owners of Seeking My Dream after the appeal. So, it's part of racing. I think we are confident that they came up with the right result. I'm sure they would say the opposite, but in racing, that's kind of how it is. And on our side, it was a great day.
Now, 11 years after a Prasad triumph over a D'Acosta in the St Leger, the 30-year-old Peter John Prasad is now eager to win his first classic. And ironically, a D'Acosta is among the trainers standing in his way. Combined, they have a total of 5 entries, 2 for Peter John Prasad and 3 for Jason Acosta, who boasts the Phyllis Guinness winner last month. And there's also a solid 3 from the barn of another second-generation trainer, Gary Sabrati, whose pair of Stardom and the 2000 Guinness winner Salute the Don are among the betting favourites for this Triple Crown second leg. There is little doubt that Prasad's colt, We Jammin', is the best horse in the Prasad D'Acosta group. Problem is, after earning 2025 champion 2-year-old status, then consolidating early season as the island's best 3-year-old, emphasized by this huge Prince Consort Stakes win in April, things went sour. Soundness issues triggered a 6th place finish in the Kingston. He then missed the Guineas, but is ready now to return.
With how he is now, we think that he is doing very well. We think that he has a great opportunity to represent himself. It's always a bit of a mystery to see how horses will respond coming off of any little small injury, any little setback. So the hope is that we know he is well in himself, and hopefully he comes and puts together a performance that shows his class.
Meanwhile, Dreamcatcher here in her 5 1/4 length Phyllis Guinness win last month that followed convincing scores in the Thornbird and Portmore Guinness prep races is the nation's #1 3-year-old filly and leads all horses at Caymanas Park on the money list. Her running style suggests she will enjoy the long 10-furlong trip, trainer D'Acosta thinks. Already a champion 4 times in just 5 years training horses at Caymanas Park. The 40-year-old is also going for 4 straight St Leger victories, having scored with Talita in 2023, followed by Interest in Times Ahead and I Dream Again. And he has high hopes for the filly.
Dreamcatcher, who looks like she stays forever. She's a genuine filly. Tries her, she gives it her all every time. So I think she has a good shot. She has prepared well. She has done everything asked of her. Yes, so I think she definitely is my best shot.
Strongest hand for a trainer in the Leger, though, is held by Gary Sabrati. Also, with a family tradition in the sport of kings, his dad a trainer and he had uncles as a trainer and owner. His classic colt here, Salute the Dawn, with a stylish win in last month's 2000 Guineas with champion jockey Radish Roman, who has chosen to ride him again. Stablemate Stardom was second in a 1-2 finish for Sabrati, just weeks after the trainer had saddled a sweep in the Kingston, via Stardom winning ahead of Salute the Dawn and God's Plan, all three back for the St. Leger. Sabrati in a great spot for success here. We note though that since the St. Leger was shifted in the 2020 COVID year from the last leg of the Triple Crown to the second leg, only one Guinness winner has gone on to land the Leger, and that was Blue Vinyl in 2022. Every other Phillies and 2000 Guinness winner during this period would fail to complete that double. Will that trend change this year? Significantly, the man who trained Blue Vinyl, the brilliantly shrewd Patrick Lynch, a former jockey who rode in the St. Leger during his days in the saddle and who as a trainer quietly has 6 classic wins including 3 derbies, has a solid entry in this St. Leger. The cold, strong Avino, check how close he was in third here in the Guinness behind Salute the Dawn and Stardom. The forceful 9-time classic winning jockey Robert Halladine replaces Wesley Henry for the ride, and he has a great shot for sure. Exercise gallops at Caymanas Park have been lively and keenly watched in recent weeks. The preparation phase is now over, and we are getting ready for 10 furlongs of the real thing. Will the Triple Crown dream still be alive for the 2 Guinness winners? And on this track running really fast for several weeks now, is this bunch good enough to test the 30-year-old 2 minutes 5 2/5 stakes record by Wayne DaCosta's War Zone?